She should have stuck to the flick and push version. Each of the 4 shank collar studs is grazing her skin, demanding, "Who exactly do you think you are?" She steps back and searches the mirror for some vestige of herself. It's like pulling on a high-vis tabard bearing the words, "Holy One. Black and white confirmation you're on Bible business." She walked underneath some scaffolding on the Holloway Road yesterday, and one of the builders shouted down something she didn't catch, and then they all started cackling and catcalling. Throughout it all, you have to smile, smile, smile. She rummages in her makeup bag yet again and pulls out a lipstick in brazen carmine. At least it'll colour pop against the funereal black. She closes her eyes. She can do this. She's made it this far. Several of the other ordinands have already fallen by the wayside, not even making it to being deaconed. She leans back against the tower rail and takes some steadying breaths. Her sense of vocation has never been greater. The transformative power of God's love is all around her all the time. She's never in any doubt about that. In some moments, a quiet, gentle grace, at others, a turbocharged source of raw spiritual energy. And always, always, that sense of something, someone greater than she is, cradling her in its care. She knows this is how she's meant to live out her faith, just as you know when you fall abruptly, recklessly in love, when life can be altered in the flicker of a smile. She opens her eyes and bullies some more colour into her cheeks. Is she good enough, though? The stakes couldn't be higher. Anything might derail her. Maybe her father was right and she has lost the plot in pursuing this as her calling. It's 9:20. She snaps off the light, snatches her bag from the bed and walks out of the door. A short way along the pavement, she stops and retraces her steps into the tiny studio flat, hurries to the rickety bookcase and runs her fingers along the top shelf. She pulls down a small, flat grey stone with a hole in the centre. It's travelled everywhere with her, since she found it all those years ago with her mother on the beach at Hengistbury Head. Its contours lie warm and familiar in her palm. She slips it into her pocket, takes another breath without glancing back at the mirror, and rushes out of the front door. Highbury Fields is muggy, drizzle-sodden as she makes her way across, a drumbeat throb in her right temple. Her fringe is already kinking at the edges. The haters will take one look at the madwoman at the lectern and rest their case. She crosses over, turns right, and stops. St. Mark's. The Georgian Victorian mishmash in which she will make or break her career. She pulls the buckle of her shoulder strap higher. Something about the church's solid, burnt fudge facade always reminds her somehow of the sea. The way it changes mood and tone according to the season or the light. This morning's moist grey gauze flattens the whole exterior, making the whole post-war patch-up more of a misjudgment than the seamless blend it sometimes appears to her to be. 182 years. How much joy and wonder, grief, loneliness, despair, ecstasy, have played out here, she wonders. And now, enter stage left, the clueless upstart. She sighs, rolls her shoulders back, and continues on past the huge magnolia tree by the porch, resting her palm briefly against its trunk. As she steps inside the porch, however, the distinctive blend of over-the-hill chrysanthemums and Mr. Muscle floor polish is like slipping into a second skin. The board by the front door displaying the photos of the church team, with a gap where her own face will be, the patchwork spread of notices below, the coffee rota, curling minutes from April's AGM, the plea for second-hand toys and books for the cool gang, the sign-up sheet for last week's summer fete, the Polaroid of Jeremy, gamely holding a bored-looking salamander at the pet blessing service. She smiles at his open face, age indeterminate beneath a close black crop, the pronounced widow's peak above the unexpected yellow-rimmed glasses. The vicar is a one-man rebuttal of all those studies that have 95% of clergy down as introverts, a statistic that probably still holds good given the number of sociopaths she met at Wilhurst. She glances up to the top of the board where the church's mission statement sits in large, bold print. Jesus was open to all. So are we here at St. Mark's. Whoever, whatever you are, wherever you're from, we welcome you unreservedly to our worshipping community and Eucharistic table. Her pulse slowly regains its composure. It's also reassuringly offend no one C of E. Not a whiff of Sturm und Drang. No twanging electric guitars or speaking in tongues. No fairy lights on the altar or lacy accessories. Just, for her, that profound sense of belonging, of coming.